Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Kakoste. You know, it's a really funny thing before I start rambling like I always do. I met a young man in Belgrade that came up to me and he said, are you Charles? And I said, yes, I'm Charles. And he said, hey, he said, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? That was so funny. Great kid. He said he watched all my videos and everything. Awesome people. God, I love you Serbians, man. Woo! I think I'm addicted, man. What do you do about that? You know, is there like a Betty Ford clinic for Serbian addiction? You know, maybe there is. I don't know. You know, if it wasn't for you, Serbians, I don't know what I would do. You know, I thought of that the other morning. I woke up, and the first thing that entered my mind was Serbia, something Serbian. And I thought, Jesus Christ, you know, what would I do if all of a sudden Serbia wasn't in my head? You know, I don't know what I would do, man. I'm nuts, man. You know, but it's all love, man. It's all out of love, baby. Anyway, today I want to show you a few more beers because I showed you beers the other day. My favorite subject's beer, you know. So if you don't want to watch it or whatever, get out of here. I don't care. But I just wanted to show you this, and this is all for business anyway. Zero pleasure here involved in this. Okay, I don't just drink beer for fun or because I'm an alcoholic or anything like that. I do it for you because I want to show you things here in Serbia. So this is for you. Okay, so don't give me any shit about, you know, being an alcoholic or anything. Okay. Today I've got 4 more beers. The other day I talked to you about Jelen Pivo, deer beer. That's a Serbian beer. We had Pils Plus, which is also a Serbian beer. We had Niksicko. Izvinite, I would say Niksicko. They probably won't ever sponsor me for degrading their name, but I had Niksicko Svetlo, which is clear, and that's a Montenegrin beer, and I also had Zaječarsko, which is a Serbian beer. Great beer. Those were good beers. Today I've got 4 more beers that you will find on your next trip to Serbia, and I'll try to help you I'm a connoisseur probably of beer. You know, I'm a hillbilly from the middle of the United States. I say warsh instead of wash. I say at the top of your house, I say roof instead of roof. You know, so, you know, I'm a hillbilly. I'm a beer lover, typical redneck, right? Redneck Serb lover, you know. Do those go together? You know, I should get a tattoo that says that, you know, the redneck Serb lover or something. Have a Confederate flag and a Serb flag kind of tied together, huh? You know. Anyway, here we go. Here's 4 more beers that you'll find on your next trip to Serbia. The 2 biggest brands in Serbia, Serbian brands, are actually Jelen, deer beer, and this one here. This is Lav, L-A-V. Lav in Serbian is lion, and this is a picture of a lion. It comes in a dark, kind of a navy blue colored blue, and it says Lav igrai strast. That sounds German. I don't know what it means, but this here, it's probably the 2nd biggest beer. Jelen and Lav are very competitive. All my friends will say, oh, Jelen, and the other guys say, Lav. You know, it's same in the United States. Everybody will say, oh, Miller Lite, Bud Light, Miller Lite, Bud Light. Here it's Lav, Jelen. All their beers are animals. So you got Jelen, deer beer, Lav, lion beer. So animals. Ne znam, I don't know why. Srbi ludi. Just kidding. I love Serbians. Anyway, this is the beer everybody likes, or half the people like. And I'm having trouble here because these beers are all hot, okay? And I don't really like hot beer, you know. That's something they drank a lot in Mexico, is hot beer, you know. And people say, oh, you want a beer? It's like, well, yeah, but I want it cold, for God's sakes. I don't want it hot. Lav is a good beer, but, you know, Lav has an aftertaste, razumish aftertaste, and it kind of sticks way back there on your tongue, you know, and I don't know, it's good. Anyway, it's 5% and it's made here in Serbia. The next one we've got is one of my favorite beers. It's not a Serbian beer, but you'll find it all over Serbia, and it is called this, Staropramen. Staropramen is made in Prague, Czech Republic, and if you're Sarah Palin, the dumb bitch from Alaska, conservative Republican, Tea Party moron, she thought Czech Republic was Chechnya a while back when we had some issue with that terrorist dude. So if you're not Sarah Palin, you know Czech Republic used to be part of Czechoslovakia. Now it's Czech Republic and Slovakia, Sarah Palin. If you happen to be watching, I despise you with a passion, okay? Anyway, this beer here, Staropramen, you can see up here it says 13.6% free, gratis. That's the same in Spanish. Gratis means free. This is a very good beer. Dark green color, it's 5% alcohol. And this one here, one of my favorite little cafe bars, whatever. It's right across from the fortress, right along the river here in Niš. Beautiful place. You can get a big Velika Tamno Točeno pivo, which means draft, big one, for like 150 dinara, 150 dinara. This one here, I don't remember how much it was, maybe 110 dinaras, I don't know. But it's a really beautiful taste. This one here has very little aftertaste. It's got a really smooth, kind of sparkly taste, especially when it's cold. I don't think you can beat the taste of this beer. I really, really like it. And it's pretty popular here, like I said. Next beer we've got. The other day I showed you Niksicko. See that little line above it? That's a sh sound. And then the little carrot, we call that a carrot in Spanish. Above the C is ch. So it's Niksicko. and I always want to say Niksicko. It's difficult to do. So probably if Niksicko, if I ever contact them looking for sponsorship of something, I probably will not get it because I've defamed their name. but it's a really good beer, and izvinite, I would never insult your beer. I love it. This here, the other day I had Niksicko Svetlo, which is clear. This here's Tamno. Tamno in Serbian means dark. Okay, this is our we don't drink a lot of this in the United States. We drink Guinness maybe. There's another couple that are dark, heavy beers, but they're not very popular in the United States. Most people in the USA drink a light beer. And this is 5% alcohol. It comes in kind of a black can, as you can see. And this is made in Montenegro, or in Serbian, Crna Gora, which is south of here. Great vacation spot for Serbian people. A very small country, and I heard that the president of Montenegro is one of the wealthiest presidents in the whole wide world, while the country is one of the poorest. So, kind of figures, huh? I wonder what's going on there. Hope he's not watching. But anyway, this is a good beer. I wish I could show you the color. It's very, very, very dark, and it's got a very, very potent taste to it. Very grainy flavor. Tastes very, very nice though. Even the smell is kind of a really powerful, strong smell. And there's nothing better. A really cold one of these is phenomenal. Not that I know. I don't drink that much. But whenever I try to do something for you to show you, I kind of drink it just to see if it would be something good to show you, right? The last beer I have today is another one, last but not least, because I drink this one a lot. This comes in a little colorful can. It looks kind of like the Mexican flag. Got red, yellow, white, or green, red, and white. This is called Apatinsko. And it's got a little picture of the city. The city is called Apatin, which is in northwest Serbia. Last time I got in trouble from you guys because I mistaken the location of Zaječar. I said East Serbia or West Serbia, and it should have been East Serbia or something. So I'm very, very sorry. I got my map mixed up. But Apatinsko is a great, great beer. This is only 4.7%, and it is another Serbian brand. This is what me and my friends drink, usually if we go somewhere because it's cheap. You can get a big 2-liter of it for maybe 130 dinara, 150, I don't know, something less than 150, I think. This one here, I think, was about 80 dinara or 90. That's like $1. So it's a good beer. But there's not much of a taste to it. After you drink all three of these, this is very watery, light flavored to me. But I mean, it does its job, and it's good for kids. When you come down here to Niš, and one cool thing about Serbia, I mean, you can't really say it's cool. To me, I'm a young, I'm old. I'm 36, but I still got a very young heart, and I'm young at heart, and that's why I have very little gray hair. I have very few wrinkles, because I still enjoy myself. I don't let things stress me. And the kids here in Serbia, they can drink almost any age they want to. And like I've said before in my videos, you don't see a huge problem with alcoholism or big fights or anything like that here. No, you don't. Here in Nish, down by the thing, you go there on a Friday night or almost any night, late at night along the river in the park, it's filled with kids, tons of beer and everything, and people are just enjoying themselves. Social creatures. A Serb, if you look it up in the dictionary, it'll say social creature, okay? And they really do, and you'll see a lot of these bottles of Apatinsko because you can get it pretty cheap here, and it's a good beer. So anyway, out of all these beers, we had Lav, Serbian beer, big Serbian beer. We had Staropramen, which is a Czech Republic beer. We had the Montenegrin beer, Niksicko, Tamno, the dark, and we had Apatinsko. Out of all of these, if I had to have my choice, if I was in a bar right now, it was hot outside, I would take a cold Staropramen probably out of these four, or a Niksicko Tamno, just because I prefer the flavor of those, but they're all great beers. Nothing wrong with any of them. That's it, my friends. Hvala vam. I appreciate you watching. If you have any questions on Serbian beer or anything like that, holla. I've got some other ones that I can show you in another video. I want to try to show you every single possible beer you can buy here in Serbia. And there's some really unique little small town beers, like, what was that one, Jagodinsko, which has one of the coolest pictures. It's got on the picture of Jagodinsko, it's from Jagodina. It's got the picture of some old Serbian man, a really old villager, so it's a cool beer. Anyway, that's it, my friends. Talk to you soon. Vidimo se.